right, Hero Comics here. Next episode of Hero Comics: Transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, me reacting to a bunch of screen caps of comments on YouTube and DeviantArt and other places about these deviant lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning: if you don't like what I'm saying, go ahead, click off the video and go watch something else. Do not lie and say there's hate speech in my videos, because there is no hate speech in my videos. It's speech you hate. That's a different story. Let's continue on with people getting these wrong. These comment sections and me trying to share about Bible verses and basic biology and leaving to talk about that. Also, good to get backstage. House House spread germs. Let's continue on here. More marathon hate mail. And I say, yeah, marathon update. The Traveler has appeared. Now the robots are guardians of the Traveler. That's how you say marathon. Yeah, I'm turning into Destiny 3. They're not doing that. It's going to die. That's how you say marathon. Angry Ghost, face emoji. Oh, yeah. We got a not safe word fan art. We have a very generic looking girl. Redheaded with long red hair. White girl with long red hair in a green bikini, very seafoam green bikini. I don't know who this is supposed to be. Yeah, but she does look kind of cute. Now you have Summer Smith from Rick and Morty, looking at her behind in the mirror, just like Mrs. Parr did in The Incredibles. And she's like, "Oh, great! It's gigantic. Yep, it is. It's wonderful." We have artist fan art rendering of Glenn Loud Jr., the tomboy girl. Basically, you see her original, the she looks originally in the Loud House show. She's basically around 12, 13 years old, drinking from a coffee cup. And you see a fan art version of her all grown up with breasts and curves, with coffee, like she just woke up as well. It looks really cute. And that coffee helps out. Helps her wake up. So you go with her day and get her workout going. It'll be awesome. Let's get you on here. Let's see here. I say, someone says, the only thing that's going to be a long haul is everyone that works at Bungie hauling their behinds out to the unemployment line. And I say, and hauling their belongings to the exit of the building. Laughing with a sweat drop emoji. And then someone says, we should have a Deadpool for a marathon. How long will it take to die? Seriously. And someone says, you're at the end of the fiscal year, so Sony can claim a W from the massive tax write-offs. Most likely. So it says, Sony shuttered their studio for less. The continued reduced amount of attention is not helping your case, Bungie. Yeah, just like Suicide Squad. This is Suicide Squad 2, basically. But Marathon is Suicide Squad 2, but in ways worse. Because at least the characters looked different enough to be differentiated enough. It's sad to use Suicide Squad as a positive reference, but that's how it is. Suicide Squad at least had more variety of characters. And it was like, oh yeah, it wasn't just two-tone dude or spiky-haired girl or bulky armored man person, the bulky armored man or girl. It was Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and black Deadshot, King Shark, and Captain Boomerang. There was characters that were fanfiction versions of other characters, at the very least. I'd rather that than that, but yeah, Horizon Hunter Gathering will do well. Will do way better because at least the characters look different. And work differently. That's going to be great. You hate on that game, and they can go ahead and hate on that game, but I like it. I like it a lot, especially that big girl. I want to see more big girls in games with breasts. I want to see them. Because we need people of all shapes and sizes. I'm going to talk about some stuff. I want to see the rule of threes applied in a way. 3 sizes of character, small, medium, and large. 3 distances of attack, close range, medium range, and long range. That's variety right there. If you have a small character, say like a dwarf, and he or she has a close range attack, that's one type of character. You can say small character with mid range attack, small character with long range attack, and a medium sized character with short range attack, medium sized character with this medium attack, so forth and so on. There's variety there, instead of just being like, oh yeah, here's one model, we changed the look of the model of the one model, And yeah, it's different now, right? Yeah, slightly, but not enough. Doesn't stand out. Let's go. What am I doing? Yeah. Not helping your case, but you continue on. And I said, also, you can raise console prices as high as you want. Over $1,000 if you choose, I say. But there are PCs that cost around $300 and that can play a bunch of games. I actually give a link to an Amazon article, an Amazon page with a PC around $300. I say like this one on Amazon. It's a link, so you can click on this blue text here, go to that Amazon page, and be like, if you don't like that, go find something else. But yeah, these it's weird how things have changed. Usually, a console, like take a GameCube. Okay, got this GameCube. Got a GameCube. The GameCube costs a few $100s. All right, it's small. Its basic job is just play games. You don't see anything on this that gets you plugs in online. At least not yet. That's extra storage. Whatever. Go, go. Yeah. You're roaching that. You're roaching that. Oh, gross. Hopefully you're dead. Yeah. You don't want those around here. Anyway, there's nothing online about the GameCube. All right, and that was good. That's important because you don't need to be online. You just need a disc and a system that works, and you play it. For a console. That's how it used to be. Only a few $100s, and you get to play the exclusive games. There are a few that are basically can be any price up to $100 themselves, but they can also be way lower depending on what kind of games they are. And I got games for $5. I got games for 10, 20, 30, depending on what price the games are. Nowadays you have consoles where it's like, the game systems are costing like PCs. PCs used to be super expensive. People were thinking, oh yeah, I can play any game I want. Or let's call it, someone actually said, when they were talking about PC stuff, the games, I play any game I want. It just costs over a few $1,000s. Oh yeah, that's why consoles are better. They'll go a few $100s. But here's the problem. Nowadays, if you find the right deal, you get a PC for $300-400. Or on console prices. Consoles are trying to go up in price to be like, to get up because of whatever the RAM prices, tariffs, straight up corporate greed, whatever, other components. They're trying to go up in prices to be more powerful, but you don't need to be that powerful, for a console, That's the issue. So that's the issue. They've changed places. Now PCs are like old consoles. Ridiculous. What's getting on here? Oh yeah, that's the word. You need to have Deadpool for a long marathon. Okay, continue on. Hold on. How much time we got? I got a little time. Okay, go. Continue on. Let's see here. When will Sony? I ask. When will Sony and Bungie finally move on? That Bungie gunplay could be put in a way better game. All with a campaign and characters they actually care about. True. Angry ghost emoji. So the shills defending this game have been more obnoxious than the game itself. Laughing with switch off emoji. Beating dead flops for months isn't really news, but I keep clicking for the Schadenfreude. The good feeling of seeing these people fail. I'm surprised that the big games journalism didn't call Marathon a return to form for Bungie. Like Dragon Age Veilguard, which is not a return to form for Dragon Age. It was a fake parody game like Suicide Squad. Parody stuff. Story that's stupid. New universe, not the same stuff, not related at all, but they lie and say it's related to try to get money. It didn't work. Their words mean nothing. I'll go about my day and wake up to servers shutting down. Highguard had a roadmap till December, sliding down the slope of copium. $200 million for that. Sony doesn't know how to budget or how to greenlight good projects. This is someone else. And I say they should give 200. They should give 200 of us $1 million, and we will make better games than this. Angry ghost emoji. That's what I say. Because that'd be nice. Give 200 of us $1 million. I'll pay all my student loans. I'll make Mugen characters. I'll make a Mugen game. Mugen characters with it. There you go. Or a game. We'll figure it out. So as the only players played as much as YouTubers talk about it, laughing my butt off. 2+ more months and it will die. Keep coping. Your lies killed that game. Yeah, true. I will run a marathon to Concord. Why not? Did you forget the two sides of the coin? Yeah, there's not only one side. His videos are more popular than Meritrash. I'm laughing with the switch emoji. So he's a lol cow, bro. He's a lol cow, bro, says a defender. Wrongly. Someone says, yeah, why the heck not? It's fascinating to watch a legendary studio return Wolfcat do dumb stuff. I don't know that word. Make awful games, all while trying to live off its Halo legacy and collapse in real time. What's not to enjoy? Gamers and the marketplace always win. We do. And I say, yep. We'll always remember. We will always bring up this failure along with all the others to reach AAA developers to stop making games like this. Angry face emoji. Was like, that's, oh yeah, that's about it. That's about it. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.